ClaretsTV speaking to Chancellor City manager Robbie Simpson after the draw at home against Slough. Robbie, what's your thoughts on that one? A crazy second half.
Yeah, I think probably both game plans from both teams went out the window in the warm-up. You know, when we knew how strong the wind was, and we knew how sticky the pitch was. You know, it started off windy in the warm-up, and it was just picking up all through game, and it's picked up even more now, which is why we're up here. And any player will tell you that playing in wind is the toughest condition to play in. It really is. We've got an issue with the water on the pitch that I don't think we're very happy about, but we're trying to rectify. And it was probably because of the wind. It was a really dry, sticky pitch as well. So, in terms of a spectacle, both those things didn't make it a good one for either team. To be honest, it wasn't a great spectacle. But you got to try and find a way to win. And I was almost standing here in front of you saying, horrible game, but we found a way to win. But we couldn't manage to hang on. I felt like our decision making with the wind in the first half was poor the majority of the time. On occasions was good. You know, when you're playing with the wind, you know the ball's just going to go to that end over and over again, and you have to try and funnel it towards that goal. And you know, you can try and play side to side, but the wind's blowing it that way. So that's why you have to run forward. You don't necessarily have to play forward, but you definitely have to run forward and try and get that goal to suck the ball into the back of the net. And I felt like our decision making in the main wasn't great in that first half. And I was happy to go in nil-nil actually, and I think that they showed glimpses of in that first half how I wanted us to play in the second half. Mainly with obviously the ball over the top and the wind holding it up, and us getting runners, and they did that for their penalty obviously, and Henry's made a great save. And the second half I thought we started really brightly. Everything I wanted us to look like it in that first period of that second half we did, and we deservedly got the goal. And then again, decision making in a different way, not necessarily on the ball, but off it has meant that we're down to 10 and then down to 9, and then it's tough. Then it's even more tough, you know. Against that wind with 9 players was hugely tough, and it was almost an immense effort from the boys, but wasn't quite meant to be.
Yeah, so I suppose it's difficult to know how to look at it, isn't it? Because we could have gone 1-0 down, we could have taken the lead in the first half, and we hit the underside of the bar, and then we have taken the lead, and then it's gone mad after that. So how do you sort of think that result is for us? Yeah,
I think that both teams will go away thinking it was a brutal game of football, really, sport by the conditions and possibly the officials as well. So I think both sides are going away quite happy with not happy with the point, but I feel like a point was a fair reflection on the game, I think.
And yeah, we just had a look back at Josh Castiglione sending off. What do you make of that? It looks a little bit harsh.
Yeah, well, Josh said he's tried to jump over him, and one of his legs has landed on his leg that's sprawled out, that moved towards where his foot was going to land. So it was it's a tough one. We'll have to watch it again a few more times and see what we do. But Josh said he was trying to hurdle over the lad, and the lad's leg moved at last minute, and he's landed on it. So. What can we do? And then obviously I don't think the ref knew that George had been booked already, and he seemed to be going through a period that he has done when we've had him before, where every foul was a booking. It's obviously we feel that the sending offs has cost us a game because we got ourselves in front, and we knew how tough it was going to be for anybody to score out there today. So. And then I think we're a bit disappointed. I think Henry will be disappointed with the goal, and Callum with his decision in the middle of the pitch not to just clear it with 9 men with not very long to go. But listen, I think a 1-0's maybe a fair reflection on the game, and we just move on.
And it's still in our hands to get a second win our last 2 games, and we've guaranteed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's not mathematically gone that we can win the league. I know it's very unlikely, but for us to be in a position with 2 weeks of the season left to be in with a shout of winning the league. I think if you'd have told us at the start of the season, would have snapped your hand off. So it's been a brilliant season, but now it is really the business end, and we want to finish as high as we can because we feel like it will give us a better chance of winning the playoffs. So we want to be at home. We want the fans to get behind us, and we'll be doing all we can to do that. But we're not alone in it. You know, we've got 2-3 great teams chasing us, and it's that. I know someone asked Pep earlier, would he prefer to be hunted or be the hunter, and he said the hunter. But if you're being hunted, you've got to be good enough to keep them at bay, and that's what we're going to try and do in the last 2 games.
And we had a couple of absentees today, Cameron and Finn and Anthony Wordsworth. Are they coming back for the next 2 games?
Yeah, Finn won't be. No, Finn's had a scan, and it's a bit more serious than first thought, but we're hoping he's going to be back for the last game of the season to play some part in it anyway. But Cam, I think he's come through today okay, so he'll look to train this week, and if he comes through all that, then he'll be available to get some minutes next week, and Woody, I'm sure, will be back by next week.
Okay, unlucky today, Simo. We'll move on to next week at Melbourne against Tunbridge.
Cheers, Ben, thank you.